This is my 2006 ZX6R. This is an extremely hot day. I don't know, it's probably like, it's somewhere 80, 82, 83. In France, c'est 28. It's steamy, but I got two videos I gotta do. I gotta do the one with the KLR, and I gotta do the one with the ZX6R. This bike is fantastic. I've owned this is 2006. I've owned a 2007, a 2013, and I'd say I always love going back to ZX6Rs because they're just fantastic bikes. They ride really smooth, and I just couldn't pass up this deal. I love the fairings. It reminds me of my 06 or 07, I can't remember what year it was, R6 that I had. It was beautiful. I wish I could do a review on that one. But this year's ZX6R up till like 2008 has the freaking undertail exhaust, which is neat. It actually is not that hot, even on like the hot days. It's not really that bad. Seats comfy and everything. This bike it's in really good shape. On the highways you can sit at 60, 70, doesn't feel too bad. I'm not sure. I think we have an aftermarket sprocket on this one because it feels like the gears are really short. We have Power Commander 3 on it. A bunch of other little goodies and everything like that. I got new side panels coming in today, as you guys can see the little opening right there on it. But we've probably rode it about 1,000 miles now, me and Josh combined. Went and picked it up from Heavener, and it's a really cool bike. We got a lot of stuff done to it, we didn't do a lot of stuff to it. I got the oil changed, K&N oil filter on it. Went through and replaced, there was a bunch of zip ties to the fairings and everything. We went through, replaced all of them with bolts and stuff like that. So no more zip ties on the bike. Everything's in really good condition. But I really do love these bikes. I say, like, for like the R6s and stuff, when you buy the R6s and you ride them around, every single R6 I've owned, it's just like it wants to be taken to the track. And the ZX6Rs are a little bit different. They feel more finely tuned, like for the street, more comfortable, power wise too, and just acceleration and all that stuff. They just feel very, very smooth. Suspension wise, it feels great too. I wasn't too fond of this year model ZX6R until we picked it up, and I was like, hey, honestly, you know, the red on this and everything, it's not too bad. I think it's okay. It kind of reminds me of the 07 as well. We did a fairing conversion on the 07, so it was a 2013. We swapped it over to 2013, changed out the subframe and stuff. There's a lot that went into that. But so this one right here, the engine only has about 6,800 miles on it. It's a fairly brand new engine, and it actually runs really well. I haven't been doing anything too stupid with the bike. I just kind of cruise around on it and stuff. I made a highway cruising video on it. I would say there's a lot of people that ask about beginner bikes, and ZX6Rs I feel like are really good 600cc beginner bikes, and Gixxers as well. R6s are just a little bit of a different breed, although they all work around the same power wise and everything. R6s are a little bit different, but it's really neat. The bike's really well built, and shifting wise and everything, it's extremely smooth. The brakes are they're decent. On my 2013 I had Brembos, dual Brembos on the front, and they were amazing. Of course, these are Tokiko, and they're not too bad. I don't mind them on this. It's not really terrible or anything. I don't usually use the brakes too often, unless I'm coming to like a really quick stop. I usually just use engine braking, but yeah, it's not too bad. I got these mirrors off of my 08 ZX6R, because we did the conversion and everything, so I still have all the fairings and the headlight, bunch of other stuff like the subframe for it and all that, and passenger pegs. And actually, I don't have I have passenger pegs from this one, which were chrome. I put these black ones on from the 07 that I had. I had an 07 special edition, and it was really pretty. It had the red forks and everything, so it was neat. yeah, these bikes are good bikes, especially for wheelies, and in the turns too, they're extremely smooth. Wheelie wise, they're just, I think the transition between the gears is just it's so fine that I can sit there, and with my 2013, you sit there and pop it up into first, or pop it up in first, kick it in the second, kick it in the third, fourth, and fifth. And after fifth, of course, it went down, but it was really smooth. It didn't even feel like you were changing gears. So that's really nice. These are, I see a lot of people stunt these bikes out, and these are really good stunner bikes, and they're really easy to get to. Josh has been riding it a lot, and he had an MT-07, and he bought my 50th anniversary R6 off me a long time ago, and he really enjoys this bike. He's happy. He's like, I really want a ZX6R now after having like the MT-07, the R6, and then riding this thing. He's like, I need a ZX6R. They're just so comfy, they're smooth, the power delivery is amazing, and you can just cruise with them, you know what I mean? It's not trying to force you into taking a track day on the street. It's hard to really get into this topic without bashing another set of tires, but I really like the Pirelli Rosso 3s are really good. I know they have 4s now. I'm not sure, I haven't actually tested those out, but Bridgestone just seemed, I had Battle Axe, and I can't remember Battle Axe which ones I had. They were just too soft of a compound. The bike just wanted to, I mean, it just, my riding style back then tore those tires up. I didn't get more than probably 2,000 miles out of them. These seem like okay. I don't know what these are. Continental. Okay, so they're Continental tires. They seem okay. They're not giving me any trouble or anything. They seem more of like, they feel more of like a harder compound, but so I like the Dunlops too. I get the Q3s a lot, and I think the Q3s are great tires. But I really like Pirelli now. Pirelli are my favorite. I just really like them. They're good tires. They're great tires, and they feel amazing in the turns. These bikes are not extremely complicated. I'm not sure what issues people have with these bikes, really, especially like this year model. I don't hear many people talking about them. What I do hear people talking about a lot, especially with like CBRs and this, and not street triples, the Daytona 675s, the CBR 600s, and the ZX6Rs. A lot of people talk about the undertail exhaust being really hot and it makes your butt hot or whatever. I never feel that. I only feel the heat from the engine, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but I don't know. Rode it a lot now, and I only have good things to say about the ZX6Rs. I really have only good things to say about a lot of these bikes, to be honest, because they're just, one of my friends a long time ago was talking to me about bikes, and he was like, well, you shouldn't get that because I can't remember what it was. It was like I think it was an FZ6R. It was like a 2013 model or something. No, it wasn't. It was XJ6, same thing, but naked. And he was telling me I shouldn't get those because this or that. And I was like, I've had an FZ1, FZ8, R6. What's the FZ6R gonna, or XJ6 gonna be any different, you know? And I always ask these people, like if these bikes weren't good, or these companies weren't good, you know, they weren't reliable whatsoever, and they didn't make good vehicles, they wouldn't be in business for so long, you know, decades on decades on decades. So if you guys really think, it doesn't matter what bike you want, if you want a ZX6R, the R6, CBR, Daytona, whatever you want, you know, Aprilia's got a new 660 out, whatever 600 that you want, I mean, just get it, to be honest. Don't really pay attention to too many people's negative feedback on this or that. Every bike's gonna have its flaws, and everybody's gonna have its pros, so, but I think these are great bikes. ZX6Rs, amazing. I don't think you can get too much better with them, and everything is very, very similar to the 2007 model too, but decent bikes. What I was originally going to do with this one was I was going to take the whole front off and put the 07 fairings and headlight assembly and everything on. I decided not to do that. I decided I didn't want to mess with any of that stuff, so I just kept it on, cleaned it up, we put the new bolts on and stuff, and Josh has been mainly riding it around. I've been riding around the KLR, which I'm about to do a review on next, but I really like it. It's a neat bike. Thanks, guys.